Hi everyone. I have something really strange to share with you, and I'm going to do it anyway because why not? So, in my last video, I was sharing with you about how unblocking the crown chakra is so important for creativity, for connection to divinity, to your own connection to source and imagination, but especially to your dreams. And I was talking about how I had heard that putting chemicals on your head, on your scalp, over and over again could be very detrimental to this connection. It could actually block your crown chakra. And I was really fascinated by this because I do dream a lot, but I do feel like ever since I stopped coloring my hair, my dreams have more depth and I can see things a little bit more and there's more color. And so after I left that video for you guys, I had a bunch of dreams last night. And one of them that I recalled the most was that there was a guy in my shower. That was my dream. There was a guy in my shower. And he was showering in my shower. I don't know if it was in this place. I guess it was, but I think the shower was like, the bathroom was bigger, but I don't know. That doesn't matter. But it was someone that I knew. And the weird thing is that I wasn't like staring at his body. I don't remember seeing like him naked or anything in my dream. Like it wasn't that kind of dream. But it's strange that it wasn't because I actually was so crazy about this guy. Like I thought when I knew him years ago, instantaneously I was so attracted to him physically. And him and I had a very quick connection. Like there were so many things about him that he just kind of came into my life in a big surprise. And I was on vacation. So it was really interesting. And we kept in touch a little bit afterwards, but things went weird and then we lost touch. And anyway, it was strange that it was strange that I had a dream about him after all these years. And it was very strange that he was in my shower. But it was even stranger that it wasn't a sexual dream. It was like, why is he in my shower? Why am I dreaming about him? What does all this mean? And what I wanted to share with you is that I've taken so many courses on dream. I don't want to say analysis because I think that's the wrong word. It's like personal interpretation. I've taken some shamanism courses that really focus on dream recall, dream recovery, healing through dreams, going back into your dreams to fix something that might have felt scary or wrong or bad. And like it's like therapy and being able to re-enter your dream after you had the dream. So I wanted to share with you some of these tips that I got. Well, the first thing that I really left with in these experiences that I had in terms of learning about dreams and all of that was that every dream is personal to each person. So I know that there are a lot of this is my opinion. I know that there are a lot of dream symbolism out there. I know it might say like, a rock symbolizes this, or a car symbolizes this, or if you dream about falling off a bridge, this means that, or if you dream about an ex-partner, whatever. Like there are some black and white type ideas that like this dream means this. But what I learned from taking courses and delving more into it was that actually I could dream about a car or being on a highway and losing control. I do have this dream a lot, actually, of a vehicle. And you could dream the same dream, but what it means for me is going to be very different for you. So, yeah, the first thing that I learned was that it's really important to think about what the dream means for you. And the way to do that is really important to think about how the dream made you feel. That's such a key in all of this, like dreaming and dream interpretation and all of this. It doesn't mean that your first feeling is the one that you end up with, like in terms of what you get out of the dream and what you realize like it might be telling you. But it's really important to tap into how you felt when you initially think about the dream. And I did not feel in this situation, like I did not feel this. Yeah, it wasn't like a sexual thing. It wasn't like a lust thing. It wasn't like, oh my God, he's in my shower. I'm so excited. Like, it wasn't like that. I was actually really annoyed and very disappointed. And yeah, it was more negative feelings. And what I remember him saying was, I think I said something to him like, you never reached out to me, or I didn't hear from you, or something like this. Like, I didn't even know you were going to be here, or something to that effect. But his words backward to me were, he's just showering, lathering himself up. And he's like, why don't you send me an email? That's what his response was. Why don't you just send me an email? Like, he's in my shower and I am trying to ask him something and he's like, I'm showering. Like, he didn't say that, but he did say, why don't you just send me an email? And I was like, what the hell? First of all, why am I having a dream about this guy that I have not thought about or seen in years? Why is he in my shower? What does that mean? What does it mean that he said this? It was all kind of really crazy. And I decided I wanted to share with you how my training, or like what I've learned about dream interpretation, how I would deal with this, or what I would think about it. First of all, I get really curious about it because I get really fascinated by dreams. Why this guy? I'm not sure yet. But one thing that I learned is that each aspect of the dream represents something. So I remember there was a lot of water, like, because he was taking a shower. So what does the water mean? Like, water could be, like I said, it could be a sexual thing, but it wasn't that. It was, I wasn't feeling that during the dream. I was feeling like annoyed, frustrated, confused, and the water might be something to do with cleansing something. Like, maybe something needs to be cleared up, maybe something needs to be washed away, maybe, like, I'm obviously, subconsciously, I'm holding on to something about this connection and it needs to be let go of or washed away, or like showered away. I don't know. I didn't see the bathtub that much, so I wouldn't question that. Like, that wouldn't be a significant thing. The words, why don't you just send me an email? So with something like that, I would again think about, how did it make me feel? It made me feel really insignificant. It made me feel really dismissed, like easily dismissed, like, hey, I don't need to deal with you, just send me an email. And now that I'm saying that, I'm realizing that I've been facing a lot of people in my life recently who either I don't want to be face to face with them because I find it hard to talk to them about something meaningful, and so maybe I'm having difficulty with that. But more than that, I'm meeting people that don't put a lot of time or effort into like quality time, which is it's a big love language for me. Like quality time and physical touch is really important to me. And so saying this, like, why don't you just send me an email? It kind of reminds me of how dismissed I have been feeling over the past few months with especially guys that I've been meeting in terms of like dating or relating in that way. And what else? So it was the words that he said, it was how I felt, it was the shower, and the fact that it was him. Like, why him? So I don't know all the answers to this. I'm just letting my brain right now, while I'm awake, think about it. But really think about it for me personally, rather than looking up, oh, what does seeing your, like, someone that you were crazy about in the shower, what does that mean? Or seeing someone someone saying, like, get back to me later or email me or whatever. I need to actually look into what specifically how does this connect to my life and my experience. But the other part of it is that you can ask the different parts of the dream what they are symbolizing, why they are there. So not just the person, but I can say to the shower, why are you here? Why is my shower on? Why is he taking a shower? Or actually, it's more talking to the thing. So talking to the shower or the water. What is your purpose in my dream? Water, shower. What is your purpose in my dream? Bathroom. What is your purpose in my dream? These words that came out of his mouth. Like, what is the purpose of in my dream of this particular person? And how you get the answers to that is that you can actually, before you go to sleep, tell yourself, your dream self, that you want to re-enter that dream. You want to re-enter it. You want to ask these different components of the dream what they symbolize, why they are there. And you can actually have another dream that is a conversation with the different parts of the dream. Like if you had a dream, like I was saying, if I mentioned this before, that I used to have a lot of dreams of like a car that I'm driving and then it kind of goes without me and I lose control of like it because it goes away from me. Like I can ask the car later in another dream, like, what do you symbolize? Do you symbolize my body, maybe? My safety? Do you symbolize a relationship? What is it? And so tonight I am going to be saying to myself, like, I want to my dream self, I want to open up the space to re-enter that dream. And I want to remember what happens in it. And Robert Moss, who's an incredible, if you ever get a chance to take one of his courses, I would say even read his book, but he's just such a character and such an amazing person to like see, even if it's online in an actual like live course. if you get a chance to take any of his classes or see him speak or watch him on YouTube, I highly recommend it. So he talks about how there's like a window, like you could have, like a frame in a picture, but instead of there being a picture of, a flat picture, it could be a picture of something to do with this dream that you want to re-enter, and you actually imagine yourself stepping into the frame so that you are going back into the dream in a more concrete, like, visualization way. You're not just saying, okay, I'm going to go back to sleep and I'm going to enter my dream. Well, how is that going to happen? So when you are going to sleep and you want to re-enter your dream, you actually, while you're awake, imagine this like frame that you're going to enter into, and you're going to like step into the frame, like it's a life-size frame, or you could shrink yourself so that you fit into a little frame, but you step into the frame so that you re-enter the dream, and you can ask the different components of the dream what they symbolize. And maybe tonight I might have more components come up in the stream. And then the other part is that you can re-enter, step into the dream when you're awake in a sort of meditative way, playing music, like listening to some drumming without lyrics or anything, just some music that gets you kind of hypnotized into like going into your dream, and asking the different components, like, what do you symbolize? Water, why were you there? Why was it this person? I could maybe like think about, okay, this person, like maybe I could ask him in my dream, why were you in my dream? What do you symbolize? Yeah, I told you it was going to be strange. But I hope you try it in some way, or maybe you have some opinion about it. Maybe you have remembered your dreams. There's also ways that if you've never remembered your dreams, or you don't think you dream, to make sure you do remember your dreams, because apparently we do all dream. We don't all remember our dreams, and that is a whole other topic for a whole other video. But I wanted to share this part with you. Let me know what you think, and I'll let you know what I end up finding out in my dream. Thanks for listening.